Another big story tonight in Jacksonville. 5 people are behind bars accused of selling opioids to people who then died of overdoses. And those 5 could face murder charges. On your side's Cameron Eppinger joins us live now with the details of this. Cam?
Jeannie, today's arrests were all aimed at combating and fighting the current opioid crisis that continues to plague the First Coast, mainly dealing with the street drugs, heroin and fentanyl. Now, Sheriff Mike Williams and State Attorney Melissa Nelson say they want to send a message, a clear message to drug dealers all across the First Coast, letting them know that they are seeking to hold them accountable for selling drugs that lead to death. Now, earlier today, Sheriff Williams announced the arrest of 5 suspects. Take a look at them. All of them are facing murder charges in separate cases. They are Deontay Wadley, Ashley Cooper, Adrian Verlade, Ashley Ermanek, and a 5th person not seen, Larry Bownight, who's facing federal charges. Now, the arrests were a result of a lengthy narcotic investigation that started back in 2018. Now, the investigation also included the arrest of 20 other suspects, and they are facing lesser charges ranging from selling and delivering narcotics. Now, just to give you some context and put this in perspective, Sheriff Mike Williams says since 2018, they have investigated 440 overdose deaths, and he also says that he saw a 65% increase from 2018 to 2019. For now, reporting live in downtown Jacksonville, Cameron Eppinger, First Coast News, on your side.